Hey everyone, welcome to my Healing Around the World project. My name is Dr. Alice Fong, and today I have the wonderful opportunity to introduce to you Dr. Joshua Goldenberg.
Hello.
He is also a graduate of Bastyr University with me. We went to school together.
In the same class.
Yes, yes. And he is also the research and investigator at Bastyr, as well as he's taught there and at some other locations, which I'll have him discuss here. Yeah. So, Joshua, tell me a little more about your practice and also I forgot to mention that he's in Colorado Springs, Colorado now.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm based out of Colorado Springs, but I'm a research investigator at Bastyr doing naturopathic research focused almost entirely on gut health, GI health, and IBS specifically. And I see patients almost exclusively in a GI-focused or centric clinic, I guess. And then I teach evidence-based medicine, critical evaluation of literature. So I teach doctors how to read research, basically.
Oh, that's so important.
And then I'm also the current president of the Gastro-AMP, which is the naturopathic specialty organization for gastroenterology.
Oh, wonderful. Great. And what would you like to see in our profession as far as growth goes?
Yeah, so I think what we do is incredible. I think we have huge impacts on patient populations, and IBS specifically and gastroenterology specifically. There's so much that still needs to happen that we do, and we do well. But what we don't have yet are really good, high quality, or even much formalized evidence research at all in this area. So my main focus and what I'd like to see over the next few years is building an evidence base for naturopathic approaches to IBS, specifically whole systems naturopathic approaches. So not just like this one herb for IBS in general, but letting naturopaths be naturopaths and measuring the effect and the impact, etc. And then also professionalization, right? So we're a young and growing field, we're evolving, and we're just beginning to build the specialty trainings and advanced trainings like residencies and specialty residencies and fellowships, etc. And so my main goal with the Gastro-AMP right now is to help that development. So we're building out a competency core list of what does it mean to be competent in naturopathic gastroenterology. We'll be building fellowship and specialized residencies, etc. That's all many years down the road, but I'd like us to move in that direction.
Yeah, absolutely. Research is so important. And what are some big discoveries you've discovered so far?
Yeah, so some of our recent research, which will be, so we're at the National Convention here in San Diego, and
he's going to be one of the speakers today.
Next hour. So what we'll be talking about is some of our recent research, which is the first Delphi study of naturopathic experts in IBS, which is basically what is a reasonable approach to IBS from a naturopathic perspective. It hasn't been done before. So we're looking forward to that. We'll be presenting some of our exciting results in meta-analyses and systematic reviews on probiotics and their impacts on C. diff and antibiotic-associated diarrhea. And then we just launched a massive consortium of research centers, naturopathic research centers in New Zealand, Australia, US, and Canada. And we're going to use it to study everything, but we're starting with IBS. So whole systems, what are naturopaths doing for IBS, and what kind of impact is that having on patients?
Absolutely, and I think it's just so important to compare ourselves, certain diseases we have in the U.S. to other countries, and how do they tackle the same issues.
And it's quite interesting this is a naturopathic audience probably, but it's quite interesting because what is naturopathic medicine is different in different countries, and so part of what we're looking for is difference in practice patterns amongst, so New Zealand and Australia versus U.S. and Canada. So U.S. and Canada are very much regulated similarly and trained similarly, but it's very different in other countries. So I'd be very curious to see if there's differences in practice patterns.
Oh, that's great. Wonderful. And if you could offer a piece of advice to someone who had limited access to healthcare, what might that be?
Yeah, so from a gut perspective, so I often get asked the question, which probiotic should I take? Because I'm a probiotic researcher, and should I take this one or that one? And they say this is the best, etc. And what I would say is, what we're learning about probiotics is that they're probably usually strain specific and also possibly dose specific, but for overall health, what I tell my patients is to eat something fermented every day, which is how we would normally be getting our microbes, with the following caveat, which is there are certain conditions where probiotics and fermented foods are probably not safe. We've got some initial indications and also just not healthy. And so what I would say, the other lesson is really literally trust your gut, right? Patients will often come to me and say, I've got a gut problem. I know probiotics are good for the gut, so I take them, but every time I take them it makes me feel worse. And so what I would say is trust your body. There are certain conditions where probiotics can make things worse in certain individuals, and so there's that caveat there, and that just goes to, the body is unique and individualized, and care really should be individualized as well.
Great. Well, that's great information. Thank you so much for participating in my project today.
Great. Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. And thank you everyone for watching, and please share this video and future videos with everyone you know.